Brother Carter, Brother Carter, it is with a saddened heart that we are finding out today that our brother Jay-Z Carter is accused of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old in 2000. The incident is along with Diddy. Now, Carter was identified in the initial lawsuit as Celebrity A when you go look it up. Not only that, she has amended her lawsuit. Okay, now what's going on is that Jay-Z is the first celebrity to be accused of SA in connection with our diddler. What she's saying is this happened in conjunction to one of the after parties. We know what goes down with the after parties following the Video Music Awards in 2000s. Now, she said that she wandered into the bathroom. She began to feel woozy. She took a drink, began to feel woozy, and wandered into the bathroom. And when she went in the bathroom, allegedly, Jay-Z, and all of this allegedly, because again, this is within a lawsuit, allegedly, Jay-Z was the first one to essay her. So after that, she said, following after that, the diddler walked in and did his due. And then she, I don't know if she hit him or something. She fought him off or something to allegedly, and she was able to get away. According to the lawsuit, the Doe's attorney reached out to Carter to request a mediation to resolve this matter. But guess what happened? Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, but to also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs, lawyers, their family, lawyers, okay, employees, and former associates. That's a lot, Jay-Z. Y'all, they is pulling the plug on Jay-Z. Now, here's the thing. If this is the only lawsuit, which I highly doubt, that is going to come out on Jay-Z, which we know there will be several that is going to follow after this initial one. Allegedly. Everything in this video is allegedly, because you know you have to go to court until proven guilty. We know that, right? But here's the thing. Once one come out, we've seen this with the diddler, there's going to be plethora of people, possibly allegedly, coming forth after this one. Mark my words. But a common theme that we have been hearing, we thought it was rumored that people said that Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm sorry to bring you in as Beyonce, but they said that they kind of bully people, and that just the lady said that the lawyer, you bad enough to even try to intimidate the lawyer? That's wild. They're saying that that was an attempt to silence the person who filed. And because of that, that's why this amendment is happening. Child, we thought we was never going to see the day. Jay-Z number is up. This is wild going into 2025. Child, I'll keep y'all updated.
Good evening, happy Sunday. Jay-Z has been named in a Diddy lawsuit as the celebrity male who
busted. It's 2024 and the 2000s calling. You were bestest with R. Kelly. Your wife was your teen girlfriend. How? What did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen? I've been singing the song since R. Kelly was implicated. I've been telling y'all about that joint tour, joint album, all that era that they were having together. Was the what? Early 2000s. How do you think the one was doing it without the other? Let us watch where the chips fall. But also, be wary that whenever things like this go down, is there a part of it that's intentional? Yeah. It's meant to distract us from what the West is going to do, which is probably drop on people. Yeah, man, but they speak about something about chickens and roosting, né? Yeah?
It just seems like 2024 is not going to let Jay-Z out unscathed. We are not going into 2025 without something going down with Jay-Z. And something else done hit the fan. Then you know something else. I was just thinking to myself, where is Jaguar Wright?
For everybody that said that we needed to wait for Jay-Z to be named in this lawsuit situation involving Diddy before we started talking about him having involvement, well, he's now been named. And it's bad, guys. Like, it's bad. Jay-Z is being accused of raping a 13-year-old girl alongside with Diddy. She's alleging that she was invited to one of the after parties after an award show back in 2000, and she was actually spotted out by their limo driver. And at this party is where the assault took place by not only Jay-Z, but also Diddy. But now it's official. Jay-Z has been named and there's now a lawsuit filed against him. He's already spoken out about this and he's denying the rumors, but not only is he denying the rumors, he also said something that some people are taking as a threat. He said, "I look forward to showing you just how different I am," which when you think about it, you could interpret that to kind of be a little bit threatening. I think that's a weird thing to say, but whatever. But the fact that now we're starting to get more than one really big name out there, so this should definitely have a domino effect and we should definitely be hearing way more big names than this, because we all know that Diddy is not the only one that was involved and he's not the only one that started this.
The way I'm not surprised that Jay-Z got caught up, because I feel like people forget that he's the reason why Chris and Rihanna fought. Why Beyonce and Rihanna have beef. Well, not real beef, but why they will never really perform together. I'm sorry, who did he hang out with? Diddy, R. Kelly. There's literally rumors of him exiting doors where there's a bunch of teenagers with Diddy. Y'all remember how old Beyonce was when they met? Should I say started dating? She was a teen. I forget, when it was Diddy in the hot seat, it was Jay-Z and his team trying to make Nicki Minaj the center of attention in a bad light. I'm always innocent until proven guilty, but there's a lot of dark energy between them two. I feel like there's a lot of dark energy in Hollywood, period. My motto is, the richer you are, the more twisted you get. Because when you have everything, you want for something that can't be bought. This is just my thought and opinion. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think Jay-Z's innocent?
So tell me why I'm sitting here editing and then my phone is going crazy with notifications talking about some Jay-Z was involved in Diddy and this 13-year-old. Like, this is disgusting. Why is everybody in the industry like this? Like, damn, everybody at this point is involved in it or sees it and doesn't do anything. And the craziest thing is, I bet you Diddy and Jay-Z thought that 20 years later they wouldn't get caught. Like, at this point, is there anyone who's not a creepy piece of shit? I want to know. I really want to know. And this isn't even scratching the surface. This is just Diddy we know about and like R. Kelly and Jay-Z. That's literally it.
Okay, let's talk about it. I want to start out by saying that I will never condone SA, Beyonce affiliated or not. I'm going to share my thoughts around this as a publicist first and Beehive second. But before I do anything, I would need us to acknowledge that life is not black and white. And we cannot have a thorough, good conversation about this unless we acknowledge that, because life is a big ass gray area. I'm not one to speculate, even if there are rumors, because unless I'm presented with evidence or a statement from a victim directly, I don't like to participate in pushing rumors, because depending on the validity of them, it can be damaging. That can be dangerous depending on what it is. But in this case, as a lot of people already know at this point, Jay-Z was pulled into a lawsuit with Diddy where he was accused of SA. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, PR hat off. I'm not entirely surprised, but I am disappointed. I'm always gonna be somebody that hopes that things kind of don't actually net out the way that speculation can paint it out to be. But considering he's worked with R. Kelly in the past, he has a questionable history with Beyonce to begin with them having met or dated, according to her, at 18 when he was 31, along with just some proximity to very questionable people, including Diddy. But like I said, overall, I always hope that somebody's actual morals and integrity counter these rumors, but, you know. So PR hat on, right? He obviously wrote that statement himself. Now, part of me is like, if somebody accused anybody of that, I'm sure they would be defensive and upset about it. And I do know that this lawyer, Tony Busby, I believe is his name, is very not liked in the Houston area. That doesn't mean that the allegations are not true, but that is something to take note of, along with the fact that there was a Jay-Z countersued him previously for extortion. But considering they kind of saw this happening or coming, is weird that the statement wasn't more polished than it was. I don't know if I don't know how he factored counsel from a publicist into his statement. I know for me, I would have not recommended he approached it the way that he did. But one thing I would not have done is bring his wife and kids into it. I don't think that's something that would be helpful, just from an optics standpoint. With him particularly, it does come off as if he's trying to use them as a proof point as to the falseness of these allegations or whatever, which I don't think is helpful for him or for them. But also, too, in my personal opinion, I would have actually encouraged him to separate them from this. Like, yes, this impacts them, but they are not a part of this process at all. So leave them out of it is what I would have done, especially if you're trying to protect your family. Also, in the statement, he refers to himself as a young man, and he's 55. So that's just weird to me. Something that's also interesting is the fact that he is heavily encouraging a criminal approach to this lawsuit. And the language he used in this statement, at the end at least, is interesting to me, even if I do think it's not that polished. I mean, yes, there is a lot of similarities in how Diddy approached his accusations in this, and the fact that they both made statements very aggressively and defensively afterwards. But his particular statement is interesting, one, because he has a line in there that, to summarize or paraphrase, he basically is saying, I'm not like the other people in this situation, and I am looking forward to the opportunity to prove that, and that is why I did not settle. That's not something I have seen very often in these kind of statements, personally. In the way that he framed it, again, I don't know. But one thing that I will say, though, is me personally, I'm always inclined to listen to and believe the victim. So whatever the case is with this, that is always going to be something I'm thinking about, especially as someone that has experienced SA myself. And when it comes to something that people tend to forget is legality and PR are two separate things. So in legal sense, yes, you are innocent until proven guilty if it operates the way it's supposed to, which we can have a discussion about that separately. But in PR, when it comes to public opinion, you're guilty until proven innocent. So either way, this whole allegation is going to impact his reputation in a negative way, which is why, guilty or not, which again, I'm inclined to believe victims, but guilty or not, it makes sense that he's upset about this. So now, personally, putting my personal Beehive hat on, I think she should have left him after Lemonade. I think we should have stopped the album at Don't Hurt Yourself or Sorry, and kept it moving, because he's always been a liability to me. He's ran around the wrong people since the beginning of his career, and probably even before that. And that's always been questionable to me. And there's been some sus things that he said in the past, which is why I don't necessarily put this past him. And then you put that on top of the fact that Beyonce was 18 when they met and he was 31, according to her. And that is weird. It's always been weird. We've always talked about this, just not loudly. And it is possible that Beyonce is a victim of this as well. And especially when you're 18 and you're that impressionable, I don't know. But when it comes to her specifically, which is why I'm making this video at all, I don't care who you are. If you participate or condone or are complicit in those kind of things, I don't care if you're in my favor or not. I can't support that. So my thing is I want to see how this plays out. But like I said, and I will keep saying, I'm inclined to believe victims. I don't care who it is. And God forbid if she was pulled into a lawsuit of this nature, I'm not above dropping it. I'm not. But my hope and prayer is that that is not the case. But like I said, I do not personally think that it is helpful to speculate in situations like this, especially because it removes the focus on the victim. And that's something that I think people need to remember. Like, yes, these are high profile people involved in these cases, but someone was very much impacted by the actions that are being spoken to in these lawsuits. So I just want to make sure that we all are thinking about that. But either way, I though not really shocked, am still disappointed. And I am just going to wait and see how this plays out. I really hope that this is a situation where, again, life is a big ass gray area. So this very well could be a situation where there's a lot that we don't understand when it comes to her relationship with him and what she understands and doesn't. I know a lot of people are like, there's no way she didn't know. There's no way, da 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 da. I'm just telling you, just because somebody is close to them, obviously their partner, doesn't mean they know literally everything. And I understand why everybody's saying that. Don't get me wrong. And of course, like, I'm going to have some bias in this, but so I acknowledge that. But at the same time, like, it is, again, I'm against speculating. Is it reasonable to think that she knew about these allegations and things of this nature? Absolutely, yes. But I'm not going to sit and make a conclusion about how she fits into this either. But either way, he should have not been around these people to begin with. Which is why I have never liked him. Because I'm like, this is going to be an issue at some point. And here we are for her. So, girl, I'm going to need you to leave a note in the hallway. And I'm going to need you to dip, okay? Because this is not... We don't like him, okay? And we have just put up with him because she loves him. So I just want to make that clear too. So my concluding thoughts is life is a gray area. This issue is complicated, especially when it comes to interpersonal violence, but I am always going to believe the victim, and therefore I do not like this at all. And I do not think that it is beyond him, considering who he has been around, but at the least he has been chosen to be around the wrong people that have made people question his ethics and morals. At the most, he's participated, and that's not cool. When it comes to Beyonce, I do not think this conversation needs to be centered around her, even though I know that's probably going to end up happening. But I don't want to make any kind of conclusions about how she fits into this and how she feels about it as well. And I don't want us to turn this into any kind of attacking of the victim as well. I don't think that's helpful, even if it is Beyonce and Jay-Z. I will never stand for that either. So that doesn't need to be a thing too. None of this excuses racism either, so leave that out of this.